Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in this beautiful planet of ours. This is Marc Lainhart, the Intuitive Prospector, here for another Metaphysical Mocha Mondays here on the Intuitive Prospector channel. You can maybe see the sun is actually just starting to come up. I know I got the mountains and nature behind me, but literally just getting ready to watch and witness another sunrise in my journey, and I think that's always important. So if you could just let me know that you have the sound okay. I've got the microphone turned up okay. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, Kira. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Paula. How are you guys? How's everybody doing this morning? So this morning I'm going to be recapping Awakening Tips for Your Spiritual Journey Part 2. Give you all the tips all in one place, and everything is sounding good. Thank you for that for Jen. Thank you for letting me know that, Jen. And going to give you a spirit totem animal, number for the week, and also a crystal for the week. So if you guys would be so kind to do me a big favor, and if you would be so kind to either share with a person or make sure to turn on if you touch the screen right now, just go touch your screen on your phone. Then you can turn on the subscription or turn on when I'm live on this channel, on the Intuitive Prospector channel. And make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you don't catch the live show, this will be over on my YouTube channel. Over 200 videos, podcasts, spiritual hikes, spiritual dives, radio shows, what I call spiritual awesomeness. So if you guys would be so kind real quick just to share out, I'm going to give you a topic for a half hour, and today's topic is tips for awakening. And we're going to I covered this last week, and I covered it about 3 weeks ago, maybe. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to recap everything to help you with your spiritual journey, your spiritual awakening. And then at 8:30, this video ends. And this is the video that's uploaded to my YouTube channel. And then I'll be back here on the Intuitive Prospector page for the Prospecting Q&A after show. And the Prospecting Metaphysical Mocha Prospecting Q&A after show is where I actually have a direct conversation with anybody that's tuning in. It could be free readings, spiritual chats, maybe some guidance, just some inspiration. This is an inspirational channel to help to get people living again. I share a lot of my journey in trying to find wealth in your health, metaphysical, meditation, mindfulness, consciousness, if you will. So it's just, that's what the channel is focused in on, and that's what I'm here. I'm trying to be here most every week if I can. And it starts at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern. It's Metaphysical Mocha Monday. So please share out, please subscribe. Love to have you as a spiritual prospector in search of your own spiritual gold. So the mantra for today is my own mantra, and it's something that I have coined and something that is actually posted out on the Intuitive Prospector page. It's self-sabotage does nothing for your journey. Self-love does everything. So again, I'll give you that mantra. Self-sabotaging yourself does nothing for your spiritual journey, your physical journey, your emotional journey, your mental journey, if you will. But self-love does. Self-love can take you a long way. So that's your mantra for this week. And with every Metaphysical Mocha Mondays, you can't have Mocha Mondays without a nice cup of coffee. So I'm actually drinking for some of you may recognize this as my little Death Star from Star Wars. And of course, for those of you that are watching today or catching the video either through the YouTube channel or on a later post, some of you may be suffering from chronic pain like myself. I like to say that I'm a chronic pain warrior. I had many years in the U.S. Coast Guard, many years in the fire service, so I have dealt with a lot of chronic pain. And I can tell you guys that the two things that I take every morning now without wavering to help with the chronic pain. It's also great for any kind of anxiety, stress, PTSD, depression, is my hemp oil. So I take this Nano Enhanced, take it under the tongue, couple pumps, you hold it, you swallow it, absorbs, goes right into the bloodstream, and then I follow it up with a hemp-infused protein powder shake with a scoop of peanut butter, some hemp milk, and some sunflower lecithin. If you guys suffer from chronic pain, this is something I would definitely recommend, especially the hemp plant, not getting psychoactive high, legal in all 50 states, but really just getting the hemp plant back into your dietary supplement can really help your nervous system. It doesn't cure anything. It helps your nervous system get into what we call homeostasis, which is a state of being steady and true without your nervous system constantly being in a fight or flight state. So I've learned a lot about the hemp plant. I am an affiliate with the company, so if you want to learn more about the CBD, the hemp without psychoactive highs, legal in all 50 states, let me know. I'll put a link, which is awareness.primemybody.com as an affiliate, because the reason I started offering this product, you guys, is I work with people a lot on an emotional, mental, and spiritual standpoint, but I wasn't helping anybody really in a physical aspect. And so when people come to see me, or like yesterday or the day before, I was up in Camano Island at the Northwest Mind Body Spirit Connector, which was a lot of fun. Thank you for inviting me up and to be the guest speaker. And I wanted to offer somebody on their physical journey. So if you're having physical ailments, or you're having, dealing with PTSD, depression, anxiety, chronic pain like myself, then visit marclainhart.com or just internet search Intuitive Prospector. Leave a note here. Let me know on the prospecting Q&A after show, and I'll point you in the right direction. You can at least give it a go and try it and see if it works for yourself. I always tell people, try it for yourself and see if it works, and then move forward. So grab your coffee, grab your tea. Let's get into Metaphysical Mocha Mondays. And let's have a good time. It's Monday morning, least favorite day of the week. That's why I have Metaphysical Mocha Mondays on Monday, because it is a very low vibration day, low vibration energy. And so I want to raise the vibration, raise up the energy, and make it a good week for yourselves. Make it a good week for your journey. Again, today's mantra for this week is self-sabotage does nothing for your journey. Self-love does everything. So if you can remember that, you're already starting off on the right foot. So good morning, Nikki. Welcome. First timer, Misty, Yolanda, Jeannie. How are you? Lori, gosh, Isabella. Oh my gosh, guys, you guys are awesome. From St. Pete, Lacey from St. Pete. Okay, got a couple people watching. I'm always I'm going to turn the comments off now, but I'm always honored and humbled for anybody that hangs out with me and does a little spiritual prospecting each week. Yesterday, I was a guest speaker, a featured speaker, speaking about signs, symbols, synergy, and synchronistic events of the spirit world. And I was doing readings, and I was at this Northwest Mind Body Spirit Connector, and it was really fun. I was busy all day. I mean, I don't have my list. Oh yeah, I do. You can see from my list, I have a sign-up list, and you can tell I was pretty much booked all the way through all day long. But I went into the room, and I had some printouts. I think I printed out like maybe 20 copies or so here at the house. And I walked into the room, and it was literally a packed room. There was like 35 people all the way in the back. I wasn't mic'd up or anything, so I was hoping that everybody could hear me. But was just honored and humbled that people would come out to hear what I have to say about connecting with the spirit world. As a spiritual medium, I'm a British trained medium, so I have a lot of passion and really believe in the power of mediumship and connecting to the unseen world. In fact, I'm heading for England here in just a few weeks on Halloween. I'll be over there for most of November doing studies with some really great teachers and mentors, and syncing up with some old friends that I haven't seen for years. And just looking forward to continuously learning, because spirituality is not just something that you do and put aside. It's a lifelong process. So when I walked into the room, I was very honored and I was very humbled to see that many people turning out to listen to what I had to say about spiritual signs, symbols, synergy, and synchronistic events. Maybe something I'll talk about on a Metaphysical Mocha at a future date. But today I'm talking about tips for awakening. So let me just read to you real quick what my thought is about spiritual awakening. Awakening your purpose takes the same practice, persistence, and patience as developing any new habit. Awakening is a process towards self-discovery that we are so much more than we perceive to be. That's just my own philosophy. That's my own quote. It's a purpose that, not everybody's gone through yet. I had a shakening that caused an awakening that put me on this path. For those of you that know me personally, you know that I had a lot of tragic events that I was able to transform and turn into tragedies and move from that sad, grieving energy to an inspiring live again type of energy. I've had an out-of-body experience. I've had a near-death experience. And so it just really kind of put me on the path to educate myself, to be a spiritual teacher, to be a counselor, to be a medium, to help people with their questions. And so the tips for awakening that I found to be very helpful in my own journey is what I'm sharing with you today. And we've already got our positive mantra, which is self-sabotage does nothing for your journey. Self-love does everything. So I'm just going to give, I know I turned the comments out. Good morning, Cindy. How are you? Wendy. Good morning, Michael. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. So today I'm just talking about tips for awakening on Metaphysical Mocha Mondays. The first tip, for those of you that follow me or have hung out with me before, you know that I'm really big about getting out into nature. Nature is one of the biggest things about reframing, rewiring your brain, getting away from the chaos, getting away from the drama and the worry, and getting into more of nature of silence and listening, which, for me, an anagram is listen in silence. Same amount of letters, you just rearrange them and they have two different meanings. So I'm a big fan of nature. Get your butt out in nature, or get your butt outside. It doesn't have to be up into the mountains, but I'll tell you what, on Friday we had our last Forest Friday hike of the season. And it was awesome because we went to the Snoqualmie Tunnel of Terror, 2.3 miles in the dark. It was a lot of fun. It's a spooky hike. I try to do it every year in October in celebration of Halloween. Had a great turnout, a bunch of spiritual prospectors. I had a really good time. We did some meditation. We did some Qigong. We got to the middle of the tunnel and stopped, and I turned on some Om music. We just sat with the 2 points of light. You sat, and all you could see was just these little pinpoints of light. So that's what Forest Friday hikes are all about. But getting out in nature gets you rethinking. It gets you reliving, taking in the fresh air, and it's just, nature is our first teacher. It's our first home. It's our greatest healer. So most of us don't take the time to disconnect so that we can have the time to reconnect. So step number one, get your butt outside. This is also, you can get these tips through Positive Living through Alexa. You just if you have an Alexa app, just say, Alexa, turn on Positive Living, and you may get a tip from myself or another person that's part of the Ariel spiritual community. I'm working on mediumship tips to how to connect with your loved ones in the spirit world. But get your butt outside. Step number one. Believe it, see it, achieve it, you do matter. That's just the truth that we must all reconcile, that we are an integral part of a living, breathing, symbiotic, and complex system we call Earth. We're all connected. And right now there's a lot of trying times. There's a lot of things going on, whether it's here in the United States specifically, whether it's a division through religion, through politics, through people in just a tribal mentality, picking one side or the other, and a zero-sum game where nobody wins. A country divided doesn't stand, and if we play a zero-sum game where one side takes all, the other side takes all, then nobody's winner. So we're seeing a lot of that. And so when we start to realize that we are connected to the planet, to each other, we have a lot more in common than we realize. We start to get into back of my tagline is to be kind, caring, and compassionate in the golden rule. And I feel like a lot of us in society are losing that concept of the golden rule. Treat others like you like to be treated. So if you like to be treated like crap, I guess you'll treat other people like crap, whether it's through social media, behind a keyboard, in person. But what I'm trying to tell you is that believe it, see it, achieve it, because you do matter. Your words matter. And most people want to see something first before they believe it, but if you start to believe it with the intention, energy always follows your intention, you'll start to see some amazing things, and you'll start to achieve some amazing things. It kind of ties into the mantra today too. Self-sabotage does nothing for your journey. Self-love does everything. So focus more on others for your awakening tips as far as being what I call selfless. The biggest mistake we see in people in their journey is when folks are trying to awaken their purpose by focusing only on themselves. So every time you point a finger out, there's three fingers pointing back at you. And in the spiritual awakening, or just working with your intuition, working with mindfulness, working with your language, which I call your intuition is a different language. Learning how to understand your intuitional language, awareness. It's really about focusing more on others. And I see a lot of people that do get into the spiritual realm. It can be very tribal. It can be very territorial, which is very sad to me, because there's enough grieving and sadness to go around, and there's plenty of work to go around for everybody. And so when I see somebody that's all about, especially in the spiritual path and in the spiritual work, if they're all about them and their ego, I don't resonate with that, and I don't really connect with that. And that's just not, for me, that's not part of the spiritual journey. Because the spiritual journey and the awakening tips is about being in service to others and to focus more on others and be selfless. A lot of the work that's going on with the hurricane that just struck down in Florida, that Michael hurricane that just literally, it looked like a bomb went off and it wiped out the whole Panama City. It's just devastating. But there are people that are coming together, great people, especially in a time when society seems to be maybe losing its way or a little bit of chaotic. But during times of tragedy, I saw many times in my Coast Guard days and my fire service days, people coming out of the woodwork to help others. And that's what really an awakening tip is very important for your own journey, because you will feel much better. You will feel your vibration changes. You'll feel great. Paying it forward. Help in whatever capacity that you can, because it can go a long way. And you don't see where that ripple effect, how far that ripple effect can go out. You help one person. We try to change the world one person at a time. You don't realize that ripple effect in the things that you say or the things that you can do, or how you make somebody feel, what Maya Angelou talked about, and how you make somebody feel can last a lifetime, and it can really ripple and have a big effect. So try to be selfless. Psychologists refer to this subject and focus on the well-being of others as the great good motivator, which measures life satisfaction in different ways to be happy through pleasure, through life engagement, through life meaning, along with research in empathy, compassion, gratitude, mindfulness, and what I call having an attitude for gratitude, or waking up every morning, because all you have is today. No guarantees for tomorrow. Can't do anything about the past. Having an attitude for gratitude, or what I call the grateful eight. 8 things that I'm grateful for every single morning that I wake up. Could be something as simple as my eyes to see, my elbow to allow my arms to move, technology, and a roof over my head to be able to talk with you here today. So the grateful 8. Try something new every single day. Another tip, what I call soul adventures. What path are we all on these many roads of life? Is it just a 9-to-5 treadmill? For some of you, it might be. But are we just meant to wake up, work, and then die? I don't think so. I used to be in that mindset with the blinders on, corporate, government, doing, just trying to succeed, get to the top ladder, and then at the end of the day, you don't get to take any of this with you. So, many times we get stuck in a routine that we quickly overlook the opportunities, experiences, and adventures that await all of us. Our lives to awaken on a daily basis and find what I call the magic in the moment, remembering the word life. And life for me is an acronym. Learn it from experience. Learn it from experience. Trying new things or having new experiences not only rewires your brain, which many psychological studies have shown, it's also exciting physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and can assist in breaking down the boundaries and barriers that Homo sapiens can get into as creatures of habit. We are all creatures of habit within our environment. Studies have shown that over time, humans can actually start feeling more comfortable with new situations and taking risks that allow the brain to be more accepting and open to taking leaps of faith. And that's where we get the whole term leaps of faith. And when opportunities and adventures arise by trying something new every day, we start to feel alive. So if you want to try something new every day, if you want to, if you just ask, if you're like me, when I wake up and I ask myself, is today my last day? What would I like to accomplish? Who would I like to say hello to? What would I like to get done? Start thinking of those terms, because there is no guarantees for tomorrow. Your imagination creates a future. Your memories create your past, but neither one are real. All you have is the magic in the moment. So try something new every single day for an awakening tip. Try to overcome fears if you can. I've really worked hard with clowns and spiders and dolls. For those of you that know me, they were teasing me on the hike Friday because they were saying that there was going to be a clown in the tunnel waiting with a balloon, and I said, if that's the case, I'm out. Sorry, you guys are going to have to find your own ride back. It was just a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, and that's what we do on Forest Friday hikes. And just so you guys know, starting in December, when I'm back from England, we will be starting Snowshoe Saturdays, and that will be here in the Seattle area, West Seattle area, with Inner Alchemy here in West Seattle, who I'm in partnership with. Myself and Marc, the owner of Inner Alchemy, will start up Snowshoe Saturdays, and we'll be heading up to the mountains, these mountains up here, right here, for an easy Snowshoe Saturday. So if you've never gone snowshoeing, you've never been out in the snow where it's really quiet and really bright and really just peaceful, then come join me for a Saturday snowshoe starting in December. More information to follow, just go to marclainhart.com. All right, continuing on with the awakening tips. I got to keep track of time because we're going to have the prospecting Q&A after show immediately following, starting at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Your health is your wealth. Getting good rest, staying hydrated, eating healthy with supplements as we get older. Those of us that get older, again, I recommended the CBD hemp oil that I was talking about today as an affiliate. My affiliate name is Awareness, bringing awareness of the hemp plant without the psychoactive highs, and legal in all 50 states, and having it as part of your dietary supplement. The hemp protein seed, which is the most easily digestible plant on the planet. I always say that the hemp plant is Mother Nature's gift to humankind. So think about your health. Think about that, knowing that your health is your wealth. Staying active through several different forms of exercise of both the mind, the body, and the spirit is a great way to stay connected to ourselves, including our higher selves, the unseen world. So if you're a medium like myself or a psychic, you know that you have to disconnect so you can get in out of this third dimensional realm of what we call Earth, or the University of Life, the learning platform, and get into a more fourth or fifth dimensional consciousness of what, Einstein was very big about, the creative side, or the right side of the brain, and connecting to something bigger than yourself, whether it's your higher self. Some of you might have ascended masters, angels, guides. I have my family that is very much part of my journey still. For those of you who never watched Coco, the Disney movie, I highly recommend. It's a great movie of the Rainbow Bridge and bringing your family members across once a year. I do it every day of the year, but it's really just a great movie, and it'll definitely bring a tear to your eye for those of you that are missing your loved ones. But your health is your wealth, so try to work on your diet, work on getting a lot of rest. Don't work too much. Get outside, get out into nature. When we become bogged down or concerned by dull or insignificant substances, experiences, or people, then we can go down to that energy. We can lower our vibration. So by staying and having a mindset of your health is your wealth and exercising, it raises your vibration. So think about that. Keeping your vessel clean, stocked, strong, and sturdy with the mission of always moving forward and having the awakening process to be the lookout to prepare for the messages that we're all seeking in life. So exercise can really help with that mindset as well. So embrace, expand, evolve the mindset. Another awakening tip for you. I like to say that these are called temples for a reason. And usually in the temples that we understand, within these temples there is something of great consciousness, great connection, great power. So I always say to embrace, expand, evolve the mindset. For the human experience, it's full of incredible ideas, creative knowledge, abilities, and power. If you look around, everything that you're surrounded by right now, that is somebody else's idea that they brought into your consciousness, into your reality. But it once started right here as an idea. Many times during the journey, we get stuck in certain ways of thinking, acting, and responding to experiences on the many roads of life. When we become a lifelong learner and a student of life, we embrace and expand our experiencing and trying new things. I always say the one thing consistent in life is change. So change is going to continuously happen in your life. So keep up with the waves of change. Don't let the waves of change knock you over and find yourself underneath of them. I always say be a big wave surfer. Get on that surfboard. Surf the waves of change. Be the big kahuna, as they talk about in Hawaii. And be the big kahuna and just surf those waves of change and embrace that and welcome it. Because when you get in that mindset, then you're not only embracing it, you're expanding and you're evolving your own mindset to see a bigger narrative, see a bigger perspective, and become more of an observer. So it can be a really cool thing when you start to embrace, expand, and evolve the mindset. So last but not least, the last tip for today, we got two. We've got two more. So the other one is what I call clear out, prioritize, simplify, the acronym of COPS. Sometimes you need to bring in your own COPS of your mind. Start by making room. Clear your space out of the stuff that you no longer need, the stuff that merely serves as a distraction from your life. That can be the mental stuff, that can be the physical stuff, that can be the relationship stuff, it can be romance stuff. Clear out, prioritize, simplify. The acronym is COPS. So bring in the COPS to clear out. Allow your thoughts to pass without judgment and slowly watch your mind clear of mental clutter. This is a big one up here, and that kind of ties back to the mantra. Self-sabotage does nothing for your journey. Self-love does everything. So clear out, prioritize, simplify, acronym of COPS. C-O-P-S, something I made up, something that just helped me to remember my own journey and to watch the mental clutter and watch the physical clutter. Hold on and get dragged, or let go and be free. And I'll just finish up with this. The reality is you can't force a spiritual awakening. I can't force you to have a spiritual awakening. My awakening caused with a shakening. I say a shakening caused awakening. Not everybody's had a shakening to this point in their life. But anyone can have one. And following tips like the ones that I've presented to you today. This article is also over on the Own Times platform. It's also in my newsletter if you want to get on my newsletter, Soul Adventures. These tips that I'm giving you, or if you want to open up positive living through through Alexa, these are tips that you can write down, share with others. I should have made this an awakening tip, right? Coffee. That should be part of your spiritual awakening. But there's no prescription for enlightenment is what I'm trying to say. Do what you can, then let it go. If you're attached to the idea or having a spiritual awakening, attached to your idea of what a spiritual awakening looks like, you're far less likely to experience one. Know that you are you're on the perfect path and you are right where you need to be. Again, hold on and get dragged, or let go and be free. I saw a post the other day. It said one of the first steps about your spiritual awakening and part of working on your spiritual connection is 4 words. Not my effing problem. So I saw that. I was like, no, there's a lot of truth to that, because we are the only species that creates our own drama, our own worry, our own chaos. And so hold on and get dragged, or let go and be free. That is your last awakening tip for today. The number for today, I pulled the numerology card of music. I know it's backwards on the video, 32. so take some time to look at the number 32 or number 5 for numerology, but music. Really incorporate music into your path this week. Can be very helpful. The totem animal spirit for this week is the shark. So if you are seeing any kind of sharks, whether it's at an aquarium, on TV, in a magazine, the shark is just letting you know that you're especially sensitive right now. So be careful what environments and situations you're exposing yourself to. So that is the shark. That's the spirit totem animal for this week. Pay attention to your surroundings, because this is a sensitive time of the week, and you'll want to just be mindful of the situations and the people that you are surrounding yourself with. So last but not least, I'm going to give you the obsidian, which is a grounding stone. It's called the snowflake obsidian, as it's starting to snow in the mountains. I thought it would be kind of cool to share that stone with you. The properties, it's worldwide source. It's easily obtained. Obsidian is a very grounding, earth-like stone. But if you place it on the sacral chakra, which is on the lower half of the body, the very bottom sacral chakra, it's right at the tip of your spine, where if you would have had a tail come out, that's where your sacral is. The snowflake obsidian calms and soothes, putting you in the right frame of mind to be receptive before bringing to your attention in-grade patterns of behavior. So what it is, it's a grounding clearing stone, and it's called the snowflake obsidian. It's an obsidian stone. It's black and white. It's a very grounding stone. So I just wanted to share those, the obsidian snowflake stone with you, the shark. Get some music in your path, and again, the tips for awakening. Awakening your purpose takes the same practice, persistence, and patience as developing any new habit. Awakening is a process towards self-discovery that we are so much more than we perceive to be. That's my quote. The mantra that I'll leave you with is: self-sabotage does nothing for your journey. Self-love does everything. If you want to learn more about the work that I'm doing, the radio show, we're going to have a fantastic radio show this week. We're going to be talking with a young lady all the way from Sweden, talking about her new book, From Karma to Dharma. Lisa, good friend of mine. And then the week after, we're going to be talking about harnessing your past to create your future with the book Lore. So we have a lot of fun on the radio show. It's internet-based, Inspired Living Radio. Just go to marclainhart.com, get all the information. You can schedule a reading with me. You can get on my newsletter. You can catch all of my playlists on YouTube. I'd love to work with you. So until our next soul adventure together, be kind, be caring, be compassionate. I'm going to end here, but I'll be back here in about a minute for the Prospecting Q&A after show. So if you got your questions ready, if you're ready to share out somebody that needs a reading, needs a spiritual chat, I will be doing mediumship. I will bring you on live to the video if I am going to do a mediumship reading, because that's the best way to do mediumship, is to actually connect with the person versus seeing all the comments streaming through. I can't keep up with all the comments. But if you don't come back, no problem. I'll see you next Monday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Metaphysical Mocha Mondays here on the Intuitive Prospector page. Just wishing you guys a great week. Stay positive. Stay inspired. Get those awakening tips into your mindset, and have a great rest of your day. And I'll talk to you next Monday. Namaste.